Hi, I'm Josh Royko, co-founder of myhobokenhome.com, along with my lovely wife, Courtney. I'm also a licensed realtor with Elite Realtors of New Jersey. Welcome to the January 2018 Hoboken Condo recap. It's our first video blog post and an introduction to our proprietary market analytics tool. I created this tool because I found that while aggregate statistics were available for the Hoboken market, they often didn't fully depict what was going on or provide any nuanced understanding. You could see in some cases other agents were able to kind of pick and choose their facts to support any narrative that they wanted to advance. And so my goal with this dashboard is to provide you with the ability to take a data-driven look at the marketplace and individualize it towards your specific requirements, or if you're selling a property, get a sense of what the market will bear. So starting with the upper left-hand corner, you'll see that we have a map of Hoboken. You'll see all of the properties mapped out here. You'll see that there's a map layer that has the median year structure. So the newer development, as you can see, 1990 to 2020 here, is in the north and then along the waterfront and then also on the south edge of town. Whereas the interior, it falls into largely the 0 to 1960. So these are more of your historic brownstones and row houses. One of the things that you can do with this map that's really helpful is you can do hyperlocal geographic analysis. I like to think of Hoboken as a hyperlocal market because pricing can vary from street to street or within a few blocks of a given area. Areas near the path tend to be in high demand. Areas near the Uptown Hoboken ferry tend to be in demand. Areas with fewer restaurants and bars and amenities, or further from the path or public transportation, tend to go at a lower cost per square foot. So a common one I hear is I'm interested in the Uptown market. So if I wanted to analyze Uptown Hoboken, I'm just going to approximate it. I could click and draw around, and let me make sure I have my correct lasso tool, which is the default tool. Click and draw around Uptown Hoboken. There we go. Okay, so you can see the charts update, and I can see the properties that are specifically included here. So you'll always get a sense of what properties are involved in the graphical representation. You can kind of scroll through. You can see the date that they sold, all sorts of relevant information. But since I'm providing a market recap, I'm not going to focus too much on hyperlocal analysis. That's the type of kind of consulting advice that I provide on an individualized basis to my clients. So just on average, you look here and you'll see the typical type of chart that you'll see on Hoboken from 2012 forward. Really strong appreciation going into January of 2018. I'm going to go ahead and just go with the average prices, which I'll typically see. Wow, average price of over $900,000. That's a new record for Hoboken. But when you really dig into the numbers, there may be a little more than meets the eye going on. It just turns out that in January, we had a record month in terms of size. So naturally, cost is driven by, in part, the size of the unit. So perhaps the best way to look at the market is by looking at the typical property and then normalizing it on a cost per square foot basis. So you can get rid of some of the low and high outliers. So maybe properties that need a gut renovation on the lower end, or maybe some really high end designer kitchens, premium amenities on the higher end. And you can focus on the typical Hoboken property by choosing the median. And we can look at the price per square foot. So, wow, the trend over the past 9 months just changed from a continued increase to some flattening and a little bit of a decline. So you can see on a median cost per square foot basis, $713 or so in January of 2018. Over the past 3 to 6 months, rolling averages around $700, $709 a month. Down a little bit from April, when it was $712 a month for a 3-month rolling average and $750 a month in terms of the median price per square foot. As you hover, you'll also get a breakdown by bedroom. So you can see one bedroom's going for about $515K, $514. Two bedrooms were $810, and three bedrooms 1.2 or so, and four bedrooms in the 1.9 range. Price per square foot in the 700 to 777 range or so. So now I'd like to draw your attention to some of the filter options that we have here, and some kind of the unique functionality that we can take advantage of. You have filters based off bedrooms, bathrooms. I already showed you how you can choose the measure that you're interested in: average, median, min, or max. Price per square foot or size. If you're interested in selling, oftentimes clients will want to know, well, when's the best time to list my house, as opposed to looking at it by when it closed. You can look at it by date listed. Again, I wouldn't look too much at January here, because these are properties that were listed and actually closed in January. They're not reported until they're closed. So that's such a small sample size, nothing we can tell yet on that. So let's go back to date closed here. And then you have a really unique feature here on premium doorman buildings. What are premium doorman buildings? Well, they are things like your Toll Brothers properties, like Maxwell, like Hudson T, like the Garden Street Lofts, 225 River, 2 Constitution Court. These are properties that are often along the waterfront. They have doormen, they have a high degree of amenities, and they command a significant premium per square foot. So you have three options. You can include them with the non-premium doorman buildings. You can exclude them, or you can look only at them by including only them. And you'll see as I click on include only, the price per square foot numbers are going to change drastically. So I went from 600s, 700s to over $900 per foot in recent months. Okay, so that's a good recap of the overall market trend. Now I'm going to go into bedroom by bedroom, how the properties are doing. And I'm going to just go from 1 bedrooms to 4 bedrooms. And the reason I'm going to do that is there's really enough data. The studios and 4 bedrooms and beyond, there's not as much data. You can certainly do that analysis by selecting filters similar to what I'm doing now. And I provide that as a consulting service to my clients to really hone in on their needs and make sure that we're using data to best understand the market. So we'll start with 1 bedrooms. So I'm going to go in and start with the median price. You'll see again a similar theme here, kind of a overall flattening. The slope turns slightly negative over the past 8-9 months, somewhere in that range. On a price per square foot basis, again, pretty flat over the past 8 to 9 months. Before that, strong appreciation. We're going to look at the exclusion of premium doorman buildings. So again, you can see this negative slope emerging over the past 8 or 9 months. Certainly a flattening, no longer the continued trajectory of the past couple of years before that. If we go ahead and look at this on a price basis, see prices have continued to increase slightly. Over the past few months, we might see a little bit of a drop off, but January rebounded a little bit. And then if we include only premium doorman buildings, so we're talking about your 1400 Hudsons, we're talking about Maxwell Place, things of that nature. 1 bedrooms on a price basis have gone down in value over the past 8 or 9 months a little bit. We're seeing kind of a negative trend emerging, but on a price per square foot basis, a little bit the past couple of months, but largely flat probably if you look at it over the past 8 or 9 months, maybe even slight increase, but not the same necessarily decline for the premium building 1 bedrooms. Okay, on to your 2 bedrooms. And I'm going to change this to all. And we'll start with the price per square foot. Again, flat with a slight downward trajectory over the past 8 or 9 months. Previous years' appreciation is pretty obvious, but largely a flat market. On a price basis, condos, again, largely flat. Size is getting bigger, though, so that's why your price per square foot probably has a slightly more negative slope there. All right, excluding premium doorman buildings, your price largely flat. Past couple of months have seen a tick upwards. But when we look on a price per square foot basis, you'll see the opposite story. So it looks like overall the market is flat or down, excluding premium buildings on 2 bedrooms. When I say down, I don't mean a significant correction. We're talking about maybe 1% or 2, 3 or 4, but not a significant pullback, just a flattening, a change in the trend of prior years' results. Including only premium doorman buildings, 2 bedrooms, they're doing a little bit better the past 8 or 9 months. 1400 Hudson released a number of condos, starting to maybe flatten a bit here the past couple, too soon to tell, but they tend to be doing better overall. Onward to your, and actually we'll go to pricing. So you can see $1.3 million was the median price for the premium doorman buildings. We go back and exclude $800K or so in January, rolling averages in the $773 to $782 range. So significantly less expensive than the premium doorman buildings. And we'll go back to all. We average it out. A little over $800K or so was the median price, and 3 and 6 months of rolling average around $790. All right, so onward to 3 bedrooms. There's a little less data on 3 bedrooms. 1 and 2 bedrooms are a little more common in Hoboken. On a price basis, you can see a clear trend emerging, price down overall. Let's look at it on a price per square foot basis. That tells a little bit better picture, a little more flat. So not quite as down, pretty much flat, maybe a slight decrease. All right, excluding premium doorman buildings, pretty close to the same here, flat over the past 8 or 9 months. Prior to that, significant appreciation. And if we're looking only premium doorman buildings, $1,188 per foot, so quite expensive in comparison to the non-premium doorman buildings. Price-wise on the 3 bedrooms, $1.9 million or so for the 3 months average, $2.45 for the median, so significantly higher price point there. Then overall, a little bit of a decrease here again, sort of an anomaly in January of 2018. But overall, you're seeing the 3-bedroom market price decline. On a price per square foot basis, you're seeing it largely flat. So that's probably the best way of looking at it. Well, that's the market recap for January of 2018 Hoboken condos. I hope you found it interesting. You can find this dashboard and play around with it on our website, myhobokenhome.com, under the market analytics section. So you'll see that's there for your use. If you are in the market to buy, sell, or rent, no one offers the competitive rates and buyer rebates, and we even have a renter rebate program. So in addition to offering you cutting-edge analytics and premium marketing service from Hoboken locals, we offer huge buyer rebates and unbeatable commission structures. Please reach out to me at Josh at My Hoboken Home if you're in the market. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video.